Commissioners, the meeting is live.
Okay. I call this October 28th meeting of the Riley County Commission to order. Please, everybody join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Monday morning, everybody. Hope everybody had a chance to catch the sunrise this morning. That was gorgeous. There's lots of purple in the sky.
There should be lots of purple.
I know. There's a little bit of orange, a little bit of red too, but mostly purple. It was amazing. Good way to start off the week, I suppose. So speaking of, we'll start off with some public comment this morning.
Morning, Evan McMillan, Public Works. Just wanted to give notice that we will be replacing 2 water valves in the cost benefit district area. The only residents affected will be Lafayette Drive, Oak Valley Drive, and East Lane. They'll be out of water for about 3 hours and they'll have it turned back on. Once the water's turned back on, they'll be under full water advisory and then they'll last for soon.
How much notice do you give them in advance?
We will call them today. It's a little short notice. Our contractor was a little busy on the schedule, so we wanted to push it up.
Okay. I might get a phone call or two, but that's okay.
I apologize.
No, you're good. It's got to be done.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Okay, I'm seeing none then. I'll close off public comment and we'll move on to commissioner comments and Commissioner McKinley.
Well, Friday afternoon, we went down and watched the K-State homecoming parade. There were a lot of people down there. A lot of students in the parade. They all look like high school students.
Oh, no.
That's my age.
No.
We had some friends that come up and we decided to go out for dinner and walk through the crowds at all the restaurants at the restaurants Friday night. And Friday evening, we went to the Manhattan High football game. It was another runaway. Second half, we sat on the Washington Rural side with my nephew and his family. His stepson was the quarterback.
Oh.
His wife was very excited when he ran it in for a touchdown. She was. That's the second
14.
Yeah. But you wouldn't have known it by watching her. It was, she was excited that he did.
Well, speaking of quarterbacks, the MHS quarterback is the younger son of the quarterback I played with in high school. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
Oh, wow.
talk about feeling old.
He was in class with my daughter.
Okay, yeah.
And $7.
Yep.
Then Saturday attended the K-State game. You mentioned, or I don't take blood pressure, but medicine, but maybe I needed some. And nobody left early.
Nobody did not.
But good guys won.
Yeah.
So that's all that counts. That's all I got.
Okay. Well, as for me, Thursday morning, I headed up to Overland Park for the annual Board of Directors retreat for the chamber. We started the retreat by hearing from CEO and President Jason Smith on how the chamber operates and went through each department and of the organization and what they do and the events and functions they maintain. Over the lunch hour, we heard updates and reports from each of the various ex officios. I gave one of these reports on behalf of Riley County. It ended up being the longest one of the bunch, and I didn't plan on it being that way, but it was pretty robust to say the least. Gave some highlights of what we've been doing in 2024 and went through what we'll be working on for the rest of the year and moving into 2025. Matt Tarleton, consultant for the new economic growth strategy plan, joined us, and he came in all the way from Atlanta, flew in from Atlanta for this and then flew right back. I don't know how you do that, but nonetheless, he went through the specifics of this plan. It's going to be public here shortly, as well as the recommendations, and answered some questions and went through a couple of tabletop exercises to see in theory how this plan could be introduced and operational. Thursday night, enjoyed dinner and a network session at Q39 Barbecue. Delicious burnt ends,
Really?
brisket. Yeah, it's good stuff. Amongst our group, we had a very solid dialogue on numerous topics locally and regionally and answered some questions on behalf of Riley County. Friday morning at the retreat, we heard from Dr. Marshall Stewart, Executive Vice President for External Engagement, Chief of Staff at the University, as well as Hans Coates, I think, probably chopped that up. Interim Vice President for Research. They went through updates to the K-State Next Gen and 105 plans and changes they're making to community engagement and economic development visions. traveled back to Manhattan right after the conclusion of that speech. Friday afternoon, I met with RCPD Assistant Director Kurt Muldrup. Had some items he wanted to discuss as he prepares to retire from the department at year's end. We discussed the promotions process in a little more depth, challenges that are still occurring in corrections, challenges that are occurring with inmates and medical expenses that we're all aware of course, and just culturally law enforcement in general. Had a very good dialogue, and I'll certainly miss his 35 years plus of experience within the department when he does retire at the end of the year. Friday evening, I was able to catch a large majority of the homecoming parade from downtown Huron Points as well. Very, very large event this year. I thought it was bigger than it's been in years. And the floats, these kids just creative and innovative with the stuff they had. Yeah, it was picture perfect afternoon to have a parade as well, I thought. So, but yeah, it was long. Maybe I'm just getting old. I don't know. Maybe I'm used to actually being in the parade, so it doesn't seem so long, but it kind of was. Also on Friday, if anybody was paying attention, there was an official proclamation made by Governor Laura Kelly for Operation Greenlight, which will be taking place November 5th through the 11th, leading up to Veterans Day. So I'm kind of glad to see the states getting involved with this event too. Also wanted to give a shout out to Manhattan High, who finished the regular season at 8-0, won the Centennial League outright, and will be number 2 seed in the West bracket of the Class 6A playoffs, as we were talking earlier. Saturday night, went to the homecoming game, K-State KU. I am on blood pressure medicine, and it didn't make any difference. Oh boy, what a game. Just stressful and difficult throughout. Was certainly glad to see K-State pull it out. We're off to our best start in 12 years at 7-1, knock on wood. Got a couple tough games still ahead of us. Houston on the road, they beat Utah over the weekend. Cincy looks pretty good. Arizona State's got probably one of the best running backs in the country. So no easy task to keep moving forward there. So Sunday night, last night, I had some friends kind of pop into town I haven't seen in just about 2 years. So we went and had dinner at Texas Roadhouse and had a chance to catch up and just get caught up on some things and had a good time, nice dinner. And other than that, just got caught up on everything here for the rest of the week. And that's all I got.
Ready for business?
Mhm.
First item I have is Native American Heritage Month proclamation.
Get that for you here.
I move to approve the Native American Heritage Month proclamation.
I'll go ahead and second. So it's been moved and seconded to approve the Native American Heritage Month proclamation. All in favor?
Aye.
Both please sign. Next, I have Riley County Employee Action Forms, for one for Chuck Baker, new hire, volunteer firefighter department, District 1. Sierra Douglas, new hire, election day worker. And then Oscar Casasgueo, new hire, election day worker. Both please sign.
Are we basically good to go there?
Yeah, we're doing pretty good.
Okay, good.
We're doing pretty good.
Kind of seeing a few floating around there, so I was just kind of curious.
We still, it's all the way up to and through election day that we'll have someone back out for family or illness, you know, so we have some extras to fill in that we train ahead, so. It's an ongoing process. Changes daily.
Big team there.
You.
Change the minutes, commissioners.
I wasn't even.
So let's go through the minutes of the October 24th meeting.
Okay, I'll second. It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes as written from the October 24th meeting for the Riley County Commission. All in favor?
Aye.
How the tentative agendas look, commissioners?
Good. Here's one thing. Since we didn't do it here in October, and I don't think we'll be able to do one of the Mondays, so we need to get a county officials luncheon scheduled. I'm looking at the calendar. It doesn't look like any of the Mondays are gonna work unless they cancel that intergovernmental, which Cindy's saying they're going to on the 25th. So I'm looking at maybe the 14th, the 21st, which are Thursdays, and maybe the 25th as an option. Just so we can continue kind of our dialogue from September before it gets too late. Okay,
Sounds good.
thank you.
Any items for next week's press conference, commissioners?
No.
Okay, commissioners, you have Michael Rizkala at Monumental Health at 9 o'clock.
Bit of a break.
This should weather and figure out what it's gonna do.
Yeah.
No, because that was the last thing.
Jacob Bridges from Tech. Your name plate.
Well, I think we're good.
Good. Cool.
I don't think I probably have one.
You need one.
Do I?
It's finished.
You want to be known as Brian Carter.
Not particularly.
But
But I'm not here too often.
You will.
Did you guys have one for like Clancy and Craig?
I think Craig had a nameplate, didn't he?
Yeah, swap.
he did. I was just gonna ask you, you have one up top? No. So we won't change it.
I'm
Me?
sitting in for,
We will get you.
okay. Sounds good.
People have to know who you are.
Yeah, I guess that's probably
You
important.
are a very important person.
That's her.
I don't know about all that.
They need to know who they're mad
You couldn't say Clancy Holman Jr.
Well, then let me put the Brian's name back up there.
Yeah.
at. That's the disadvantage by turning that over.
Way down.
Yeah.
Yep.
How was your weekend?
13 hours Saturday painting my son's house, the exterior. That was a long day.
You remember this?
We were washing up with the sprayer and the brushes and the rollers at 8 o'clock. In the dark.
Well, that blew one day of the weekend.
Man, that was a long day.
Man,
That looks good. Hey, trouble, how you doing? You know. Not enough.
step up and begin the wheels we want to get.
So, okay, thanks. Hey, I'm actually, I was going to
They were not big white monster. Go ahead, just like,
Well, I think it's a good idea. Oh, you mean another meeting?
yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's necessary. but-
If you don't think it is, no, that's fine, particularly if you're okay with everything else that's happening. But you, I think it's a good idea to let them look back. You're aware of it, but you they'll sign that. Changes. If you have others because they've now entitled to read the contract now. So
Yeah.
management issues.
Yeah,
And I can phrase it that.
and that's what I'm saying, what they've provided to us on the road line. I mean, I guess I can make all these changes, which is fine.
If they've made, you can do that, or you can, if they've made changes, you can get back to them and tell them, go ahead and send this back. Accept your, we're good with your changes, go ahead and accept them. 'cause they have control of the documents. I think that's easy.
Well, they're wanting to take our contractual.
That's what,
Yeah.
but I mean, they've got it, they've made changes.
We only. So they can't, we only send them to the media, so they can't.
Oh, okay, all right, well, that's okay, we can go ahead and make the changes.
Yeah.
You know, respond
Send it
to
on
them.
them, sign it, and then.
Yes, exactly, that's the key part.
Yep. Got me.
There's nothing wrong with keeping the apartment line security.
Yep, sounds good.
So, yeah. So, down in. I think I'll go. So they're doing saying, so you need to go to Brad. And then when Dawn gets done, you'll have to go to the truck. And get that stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys see the address change for the luncheon today?
Yeah, we're hosting next year.
I meant like the
Today.
location
Oh,
today.
no.
It's a different room.
Yeah, they changed it from the Union to the Alumni Center Purple Parade.
Oh,
In the Grant Center?
Grant set out some kind of.
Oh, I haven't checked all those just
Yeah,
yet.
Rich,
Okay.
Rich sent something out about 7:46.
So it's not at the Union, it's at the
Yeah,
Alumni
it's at
Center?
the Alumni Center.
Oh, okay.
Purple
Yeah.
Parade.
Glad you said something. Oh,
Awesome.
that's because the Blue Mock room's taken up with
Yeah, but
advanced voting.
last month, they moved it to a different room in the union. I just seen that when he said, oh, it's been moved on. Oh, yeah, we moved it last month. I didn't
Like,
read the details, but
other rooms. in
I'm
that
not
Blue
going
Mock
there
room's
anyway.
Where we got our advanced voting. That makes sense.
Take a look. Well, this is shot out.
Yeah. We've had to quit getting texts and emails and things in the mailbox.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and they're done. Okay, thank you.
I'll buy this weekend, potential to have my third grandchild.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
So the house be ready to move her into the new house?
huh?
Will the house be ready to move her into the new house?
Well, we did her house last year. The
Oh,
house
that's
we're,
not
the
oh, I
house
thought
we're
it was
doing
your
now
son. Oh, your
for my
son already has-
son.
oh,
He has
okay.
his- he
I
has
couldn't
his
keep
son
track of
already.
which one.
Yeah, it's
Sorry.
hard to keep track. I know. Only have 4 of them. Yeah, this is the baby of the family.
Oh.
That's the house we just did on Mission last year.
Oh, okay.
you know, Rich, in Kansas law, you can adopt an adult and I'd like.
You know, when people have told me that. I've told these stories. I go, how do I get in on that gig?
Come on, Dad.
That sounds pretty nice.
I've had bankers,
Creepy.
people at Charleston Wilson. How do I get in on that gig? Someone free to do a house for me. Oh, no. Said, yeah. Hopefully someone remembers me when I'm old and decrepit and take care of me. Or I should say older and more decrepit. We were painting that house and we were going back over, the first time we go around, we spray it and then we back brush it and roll it,
Oh.
to get the paint in there
Yeah.
good. And that's what takes so long. And then, Blake and I are finishing up with going around and putting the second spray coat over that. And, it's getting evening time closer to dusk and we built a path from their place to our place. There's the mower, because
Oh.
it's probably 600 yards away, as the crow flies, and Blake turned around and we're running an airless sprayer and he turns around and he says, look, and there's an 8-point buck running down the path right at me. He's wanting to fight. I mean, it's like, why would he come running to us, 2 humans there? And he's like looking right at me and stops like 30 yards away, straight on. I was like, I acted like I had my bow and he trotted off a little ways and stood there and then went up the hill. But why he would do that, Blake said, maybe the sound of the airless. Well, I'll put one of those under my tree stand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what the heck?
All right, if I put you in the spot this afternoon to talk about elections for a little bit.
Yeah, I was planning on mentioning
Oh,
it.
okay.
Mhm. Yeah, I was planning,
I got a couple of things I'm gonna mention, but I'm gonna throw that in there for good measure.
if it's then or, well, usually they go around and ask, and so, yeah, either or is fine. It has been bonkers.
What are we up to for advanced voting now?
As of the end of Saturday, 6,690. We're getting that.
That's a nationwide.
Even the half days are 500.
Yeah.
So
Days.
staying pretty consistent each day.
It is. It should just continue to amp up from this point on. A little more and more each day. It's so much that don't have the room or the staff upstairs. We're having to haul full-time, have 8 election workers. We're gonna have to haul full-time staff over there sometime just to help guide people in lines to make it more efficient and stuff. It's been nuts.
Good news is when we get to Tuesday, it should take some pressure off the polls.
Well, that's why I push advanced
Yeah,
voting
yeah.
to help take pressure off election day. You ready for Michael?
We are.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'd like to bring you some updates around what is happening. Our signature event, that's our annual event, Inspiring Hope and Help, is coming up. It used to be called Driving the Dream. That's on November 7th. And it will be held at the K-State Alumni Center between 5:30 PM to 9 PM. November 7th again. If you haven't had a chance to take a look at the our website, please take a look. Our silent auction kicked off October 27th. And it runs through November 8th. Tickets are $75. And if you would like to invite others, that will be great. I'd love to see you there. We had a number of recent match days that we participated in. Blue Rapids Circle of Giving Match Day. That was September 14th to the 16th. Clay Center Gather for Good Match Day. Wamego Community Foundation Match Day. And then Geary County Community Foundation Match Day. And coming up, Stand 2 Match Day, November 11th. And Frankfurt Community Foundation Giving Day on December 3rd. So your support is important to us. The month of October, we're still in October. And the month of November, back to back, are rich with mental health happenings and occasions. So the month of October, we highlight in our social media and celebrate in the mental health community. National Depression and Mental Health Screening Month, that's the month of October. National Depression Screening Day, that was on October 5th. And ADHD Awareness Month, all month, of course. World Mental Health Day on October 10th. In November, we have Early Childhood Mental Health Awareness Month, all month, of course. Veterans Day, November 11th. And we did, with CCBHC becoming a certified community behavioral health clinic, we did hire a military treatment coordinator. So that is something that we continue to do, and we care deeply about our military community. Also, International Stress Awareness Day falls on November 1st. We kick off the month with that. And International Survivors of Suicide Loss Day on November 23rd. And we do have something happening for the International Survivors of Suicide Loss Day on the 23rd. And basically, let me see here so I can give you the details accurately. We will host the Survivors of Suicide Loss gathering on Saturday, November 23rd, across multiple locations, including here in Manhattan Junction, City Concordia, and Clay Center. There will also be a Zoom option for those who can't attend in person. This day offers those impacted by suicide the opportunity to come together and find connection and hope through their shared experiences. Attendees will also take part in multiple activities, details to follow, of course, but basically there will also be snacks served. There will be a therapist from Pawnee in attendance at the Manhattan location to help answer questions and provide support and suggest resources. We hope to see you there. That is 9 to 11 a.m. on November 23rd. That's on Saturday. And we'll have that at 2001 Claflin Road in Manhattan here, and also at other locations. Details can be found on our website, Pawnee's website. And this segues into another important topic, that we are expanding mobile crisis services. And we started mobile crisis services in part of becoming a certified community behavioral health clinic. And that the first team in mobile crisis kicked off in March of this year, and we continue to expand. So we have expanded to more of the service areas that we serve. It is officially live in Joel County, Mitchell County, Republic counties, and it is already available in Clay, Cloud, and Geary counties as of October 1st. It is 7 days a week, holidays included. We work The team works 9 AM to 8 PM. The team's home base, like I said, is in Clay Center, Clay Center office, but can respond anywhere in Erie, Clay, Cloud, Jewel, Mitchell, and all the counties. And effective November 1st, we will also be in Washington County. We're also actively working on adding another team based out of our Manhattan location here. To continue with our expansion of services, and we'll be live in all 10 counties by December 1st. So December 1st, we go live here in Riley County and also in Pot County. I can tell you more about mobile crisis, but it is definitely a service that would reduce boarding the ED, going to the emergency room instead of serving the individuals in the community and de-escalate any crises, mental health crises in the community instead of going to a hospital. And that's the beauty of it. I'm not sure if you know about the 988 number.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all right. So,
Not sure everybody else does, but
okay, so in 2020, the Congress designated the new 988 dialing code to operate through the existing National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. Lifeline's line. And what that does, if someone has any suicidal ideations, thinking about suicide or about to commit suicide, they can call the 988 number and they help them. What used to happen is that there wasn't georouting, and that's the new thing. So basically an individual in
Virginia or North Carolina.
Virginia, North Carolina, and they call a number, and the call center for 988 and that geographical region routes them to their home CCBHC after for follow-ups. It does not route them to the nearest CCBHC. So the new thing is that georouting went live with Verizon and T-Mobile to 988 contact centers based on the caller's approximate location. So the Federal Communications Commission is supposed to vote at its open meeting this month. They might have done that already to codify that, to put it into code, final rules on georouting, making the practice a requirement for all US carriers. The rule would also establish a 30-day implementation timeline for georouting calls following the effective date of the rule for nationwide carriers and 24 months for non-nationwide providers. Texting is underway and we do calls get routed from 988 to us. Also important to remember Pawnee's crisis line, and that is 1-800-609-2002. I have told you about the Mental Health America State of Mental Health report. Happy to answer any questions from last time. Also want to say thank you for the appropriation of funds for Pawnee. Very much appreciated. Any questions for me?
I've got a separate one, but I'll chat with you here in just a second.
I'm sorry.
I've got a separate one, but I'll chat with you in private.
All right. Thank you all.
Thanks, Michael. Next, Commissioner of Shiloh Hager at 9:20. Good morning, Shiloh.
Hey,
Did you go to the game?
I did, tried to get on.
Didn't leave early, did you?
I did not. That was, we got her done, that's all that matters, right?
Yeah, I always say you prefer for your team to look dominant, but as long as we win by one, that it's not a big W or a little W they put next to the win.
I
The
think like the
W.
Chiefs like to follow that same man.
Yeah, it's gonna look like they had it rolling yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
But,
It was at least, yeah, I'm excited for them to involve DeAndre Hopkins more. I think he'll be very helpful. He's still brand new, but
I have one son-in-law that's from North Kansas City, and he is like a Chiefs fanatic.
oh boy, I could go
He was out at the
on.
house while the game was on, and yeah.
Yeah, I know a thing or two, so if you ever want to really dive into this, just let me know. We can go.
Not skipping out on you guys. It's just-
What were your numbers Saturday? We came and voted Saturday. It was,
Yeah, 500 down there. Mhm.
wow.
Yeah, that's what it was on Friday too.
It was, yeah, it was lined up down the stairs.
So was it? Yep, that's how it got Friday as well.
I did. Yeah, I actually.
It'll be amping up this week too, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I was going through those and I'm seeing you guys are kind of starting to catch back up again. So
Yeah, we are.
Okay, good to see you, Mike. Yes. In case you didn't catch it, or maybe you already know, but the intergovernmental is at the Alumni Center today.
I did see that.
Okay.
Did you see that, Clancy?
I did. We were talking about it. Thank you. There. Bad enough for me when I know where we're going out there. If I don't, know, I might not make it back.
I missed that email. So, like, I just pulled it up, so the email was sent, but I didn't catch that. And the last week was a little chaotic, so.
The Houston game, she's really a cousin, but she's more like a niece, my uncle that lived right next door to me growing up. So he's only 8 years older than me. He's the youngest child of my mom's siblings, but she lives in Houston, so go there and have a free place to stay.
Hey,
So you going down there for the game?
No, I got too much here.
I got one of the tiniest stadiums in the Big 12 currently.
Do they?
You know,
that's surprising for Houston.
that's what I was thinking too, but they've got their own, they don't play at the Dome or whatever it is there. They've got a on-campus stadium.
That space is a little limited there in Houston.
Yeah, yeah. Is that 2:30 game? Afternoon game?
Yeah, I think so. Now that
We
you
got an
mentioned that.
afternoon game?
Yeah.
How do we do that?
I know, right? It was picture
These
perfect.
late nights are.
Yeah, right.
It was really
At 9
nice
o'clock, I
tailgating
can't
on Saturday, and then, by about the third quarter, it getting a little chilly. I mean,
Yeah.
that bench, those middle benches really make your
Well,
butt
there
get
was
cold
wind,
quick.
there was fairly windy
Yeah.
out there too. It was-
Yeah,
7 o'clock games I can handle. The 9 o'clock,
yeah.
that's my bedtime.
That last one with Colorado, geez.
Yeah.
When I had to get up
Is
at
this-
3:45 to catch a plane at 5:30, it was rough. It was rough.
This, this.
Might as well just stay up at that point.
I almost considered it. I was like, well, get in there, I'll get to the hotel and I'll take a nap, but I couldn't check into the hotel till 3 o'clock, so it didn't work out so well.
Yeah, KU doesn't play this week, but in 2 weeks, they got Iowa State
Mm.
in Kansas City. The question is, who will have more fans there?
Yeah, I will stay.
Those folks travel like
They
crazy.
do.
Volleyball won yesterday against.
Oh, did they?
Oh,
Good.
yeah. They're
It's
gonna
on
be
TV.
really good in a couple of years, I think.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, they've got they're still trying to gel.
Yeah.
That was kind of
Football keeps saying that here, but they lose a lot.
Yeah, they do.
They got
On offense in particular.
a lot, major pile of seniors. this year. Of course, they're getting excuses that, oh, we had to drop the pass, oh, we had to fumble, well, we had to drop passes.
Yeah, we did.
We had a fumble.
That was just so weird too. I mean,
Did he just knock, it looked from the replay, it looked like he was.
he went to throw and he decided not to throw. And when he came back down from it, he just dropped it.
Well, I thought it was, he thought maybe he came down and hit his own leg.
He just literally dropped it. He went like this and he like double clutched and he went to put it back down and he just dropped it.
Gonna get there.
But he only, in that game, he only unintentionally ran once. And when he did, it was for 19 yards.
Yes.
If we were up on that camera deck again. but-
Oh, really?
Because they got seats.
Yeah.
Down on the goal line, on the other side. Said it's like the road fit last year, a little flatter. He'd rather sit down there, but the kids.
He wanted to be up top.
Up there, that's one thing. Youngest one has a friend who's, well, his mom's boss, has a kid his age
Yeah.
in school, but he's such a good friend. So they always want to sit together.
Our seats were really good. They were right there in that corner. You could just see straight across and it was really good.
That wind up there was strong the whole game.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see
Well,
it.
that's a good thing. We could go down in her office, there's TV in her office, so we can just go down there and warm up for a little bit. At halftime.
Down just enough. And we were on the corner there to where the wind was kind of behind us. There at the beginning of the game, there was a cloud set that came through. And it looked like it might actually dump some rain, but it didn't.
Where do you sit, John?
Hmm?
Where do you sit?
Well, we sat over section 29, which is over where the band used to be, really literally right on the corner.
Yeah,
So you could see straight across. And sometimes you're in that north GA section. It's
that's
hard
where
to,
we sit.
yeah, it's hard to see in the other, the south end zone. I don't know where our tickets are for the Arizona State game. But
Need your expertise on K-State parking garage parking. I confirmed my purchase. Now what? Do I need to enter a code when I get into the garage?
yeah,
Well, you just punch it in.
and they should pop up on there and just let you know that you're there.
Oh, okay, it'll know.
Yeah.
That's what I was.
Maybe.
assuming, Maybe.
You have to have your location. We have to have the location on.
Yeah.
And it should pick it up.
I just go and park and risk it, knock on wood.
Well, that's gonna be.
Well, all you have to do is just give Grant your license plate
number.
number and they'll comp it.
Well, I don't hit all this.
Okay.
So I'm pretty proud I got through that. I had to go look at my license plate then.
Somehow K-State makes
We'll
it
see
easy, but
when
the
you're-
city does not, so
when you're-
have fun with that.
I'll be prepared to.
We'll
use
see when
Fargo method.
your tag pulls up and you see KSU police force.
We'll just let them say we don't know you.
Oh.
Okay, what,
Good morning, Shiloh Hager, Riley County Treasurer. Believe it or not, I'm not coming to ask to fill a customer service rep position for a change. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know, I do that. Why do I do that? I don't know.
I'm trying to help you out though.
Our building receptionist, Vicky, has, put in her retirement, effective November 22nd. And so I'm here today to request permission to advertise to fill this position. As you recall, we put that position in 2020, kind of during the COVID period to help, control the lines for the treasurer's office, and also to help direct people as we were doing the social distancing and whatnot. But it has become very apparent that that position is a very much needed position. That position is definitely the face of our Riley County office building, and she's able to answer questions not only for our office, but she's able to direct people throughout the whole building and the office complex itself. We do get a lot of people that come in looking for district court. Now we're directing them over to the new elections office. So it's very important to have somebody there so people aren't just wandering around wondering where to go. As far as the work that position does for our office, she very much helps us triage a lot of our customers, so that they don't have to wait in a long line and then find out that they don't have what they need. And she's done a very good job with that, and we would like to continue to be able to use that position in that capacity. That position answers the county office building general line as well, which has alleviated those phone calls that were going to the clerk's office. Just, to sum things up, it's a very important position. Takes a very special talent to welcome everybody with a smile, even have to turn some people away, and that they do a very good job with that too. So this position is already budgeted in our fiscal year 2025 budget, so there wouldn't be any fiscal impact to filling the position. And I will stand for any questions that you might have.
Hard to replace. She had the perfect personality for that.
She definitely did, yes. She is going to be hard to replace for sure.
Clancy?
No, looking for any.
I don't know if you want me as a fancy.
You mentioned the word personality, come on.
Just knew he was gonna be available.
True, this is true.
Maybe not the perfect one for that position.
Just knew he was gonna be available soon.
Well, I do to approve request to fill the office building receptionist position.
I'll go ahead and second. So it's been moved and seconded to fill the office building receptionist position. All in favor?
Aye.
So please sign.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Have a great Monday.
Thanks, Shiloh. Next, Commissioner, you have a press conference at 9:30.
Good.
Reached 9:30 for a Monday morning press conference, and but we will start with a proclamation this morning. So, Nathan, right? Yeah. Yeah, if you want to come up here with me. Nice to meet you, sir. So, our proclamation is for Native American Heritage Month. So, I mean, microphone is things to be up. So. Okay, whereas Native Americans were the first to create thriving communities, develop agricultural practices, and establish great civilizations throughout the Americas. And whereas indigenous peoples have cared for and maintained reciprocal relationships with these lands, waters, plants, and animals across generations, demonstrating enduring stewardship and deep connections to ancestral territories. And whereas Riley County acknowledges that we are on traditional lands of the Kansa? It has a different pronunciation with an N and a Z in it. Okay, Kansa. Okay, I wanted to make sure. Who lived in this region from the 1600s until they were forced from Kansas on June 4th, 1873, and recognizes that this area has also been inhabited by diverse indigenous nations for thousands of years, whose names and histories have often been obscured. And whereas the state of Kansas is historically home to many native nations, including but not limited to the Kansa, Osage, and Pawnee, who utilize these lands within present-day Riley County for hunting, gathering, trade. And whereas Native Americans have profoundly shaped the character, culture, and history of our country, state, and nation through their resilience, ingenuity, and contributions in fields such as agriculture, art, government, science, and many more. And whereas Native Americans, Alaska Natives, and Native Hawaiians serve as vital leaders, educators, professionals, emergency responders, business owners, elected officials, and active community members, enriching every facet of society. And whereas Riley County celebrates the traditions, languages, and stories of Native peoples to ensure that their histories, cultures, and contributions are honored and preserved for future generations. And whereas Riley County is committed to advancing relationships with Indigenous peoples built on respect, equity, and understanding of historical and contemporary injustices. Now therefore, we county commissioners of Riley County do hereby proclaim November 2024 as Native American Heritage Month in Riley County in recognition and celebration of the immeasurable contributions that Native Americans, Alaskan Natives, and Native Hawaiians have made and continue to make to our county, state, and nation. In witness whereof, we have come to set our hands and cause the seal to be affixed the 28th day of October 2024. Proclamation. You want to say a few words, please? Have the microphone. We'll take a picture afterwards. Brent?
Hey, thanks, everybody. There's like, there's people that are here. I'm so glad to see it. I want to say a particular thanks to the groups within Riley County, particularly my boss really gave out a lot of support in doing this. I met like zero resistance. It was all very encouraging. I think it's important to acknowledge that, as people that work and live here, we're as diverse as our backgrounds. It's not a big homogenized group. We're all very diverse. There is no Indian. There is hundreds and hundreds of individual groups. So I guess on behalf of all those people, I can't help but thank you guys for acknowledging that. Thanks.
Yeah, yeah.
Can we get that first?
Yeah, just a little closer. Get it. Yeah.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Yes, thank you. Are you filling in for Alvin Evans?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Morning, Evan again, Public Works. Wanted to give a public notice that we will begin a structure replacement on Wildcat Creek Road. That is expected to begin on Monday, November 4th. We are removing the existing culvert there and replacing it with a new precast reinforced concrete box. Project is located approximately 2.5 miles west of North Scenic Drive and around 3 miles north of Eureka Drive. Closure will occur southwest of the winery. Southwest of the winery and north of Saddle Rock Road. The road will be closed through traffic from North Scenic Drive to Saddle Rock Road. Then it's expected to be completed by Friday, November 15th, so about 2 weeks.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you. Weather permitting.
Yes.
Okay.
That'll bring us some.
Yeah, bring us some rain. If it takes longer, that's it.
Good morning, Commissioner Bruce Barber, Riley County Clerk. I remind everyone that we have advanced voting going right now. As of Saturday, through Saturday, we've had 6,690 people participate in advanced voting. That's in person in those mail ballots that have been returned. Want to remind everyone, if anyone would still like a ballot by mail sent to them, the last day to apply for that is tomorrow, October 29th. Advanced voting at 110 Courthouse Plaza in Kansas State Student Union Bluemont Room will continue through Monday, November 4th at noon. We do have the 2 locations, and with advanced voting, a lot of people get confused. As long as you're a registered voter, you can go to either location and they will have your ballot style there. That is one place where that is the only polling place through advanced voting that all ballot styles are present for anyone to just show up and go and vote as long as you're a registered voter. I encourage people to go out to the Riley County website to pull up their sample ballot. I think a lot of people are surprised with how lengthy this ballot is. Of course, you have the presidential election, and that's why we will have the large participation numbers this year, but you got federal positions, state positions, all county offices except for one county commission district are on the ballots. And then you continue on with the judges for retention, and that really surprises a lot of people. So there's a lot of pages to go through when you're doing electronic voting and paper ballots on both sides of the ballot. So people always have to remember to request a paper ballot to flip it over to the back side because there's races to vote on there as well. So encourage people to go out there and get that information. Also, if you're going to vote on election day, your polling place information is there with address and actually pictures and maps on how to get there. A lot of great information out there on our website. Any questions on the election in general? Want to show something? We have a wood piece of woodwork here, and it was made by and donated by Mr. Craig Fletcher, a local woodworker here in town. He contacted me a couple weeks ago and says, hey, I made a couple of these and I'd like to donate one to your office if you post it up there. And of course, we're going to put it on the front counter. I don't know if you can see the small writing, but it says vote, of course, in large, and it says it makes a difference. Yeah. And it truly does. I mean, commissioners, through my tenure, we've had multiple races. You know, it's common for township or offices to maybe have a tie, but we've had tie races as high as up as a city commission position that we had to flip a coin here. So every vote does count. It does make a difference, and encourage people to go out there and participate in the election process. Any questions? Okay, thank you. Next, you have Mr. Holman up.
Morning, Commissioners. Clancy Holman, Riley County Councilor. You have in front of you the project list updated the most recent reporting period. And as usual, it's a snapshot of projects being worked on by the office that at least I'm involved in. I'm not saying these are the only things going on involving our department, but those that I'm aware of. I try and plug in here if there are anything that I've spent time on. And it captures a percentage of those. As I've said before, I'm not great at book reports, so never have been. But try to hit those things that are the largest and particularly ongoing, and it also includes, as you know, some historical data on projects, matters that are not active, but it would be useful to have kind of a quick resource to go in and see what recent history is on it. So we're not rebuilding on issues that returned. And you're aware sometimes that does happen. So be glad to answer any questions you've got on anything. I don't think there's anything I need to, particularly from my point of view, let you know about. Today is, I will say, the deadline, 5 o'clock, for you to have accepted any responses to our Indigent Services RFP at 5 o'clock today. There have only been there have been a small number that have come in, and I'll be reporting on those at Thursday's meeting, getting back to you. But you know what's up. So. Do anything you got on anything here or any other matter? Seeing that, thank you very much.
Thank you. Next, Commissioners, you have Megan Lewis at 950.
Is there a lot of early voting on campus?
It's hasn't been there as much, like 100 a day, so.
I thought I didn't help students, but a lot of instructors and stuff would do it. It'd be easier.
It'll be picking up here this week, as it will here. It just continues to ramp up through election day. And so I imagine it will be. I think, we really pushed hard to educate younger voters, i.e. those in high school that can, and college students on where they should vote.
The correct registration.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday, reporting to them on Thursday where we stand.
Wow. Land.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the things to use.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Wonder. Maybe you are skipping the intergovernmental. Oh, you healed up fast.
So like I said yesterday, I thought, I finally put this, I was feeling pretty good, and I woke up this morning and whacked me.
Funny how it does that sometimes.
Can't quite get it shook off.
Yeah. 'Tis the season.
Yeah. I took my COVID test, just to be sure. Didn't really have the right symptoms. That's COVID does weird stuff, but
I know someone that had something here just not too long ago and swore they had COVID and said they took 2 or 3 tests and it was negative, but they said they had it. They said they're just sure. That's
So
what
they're saying that there's some weird version of that RS or RVS or
RSV.
and it's similar. So
Well, COVID was more.
RSV is really respiratory.
Mine's guts.
Mhm.
See, this,
It's flu season.
yeah. So I didn't ever get my flu shot. I do it every year. I forgot to ever get there.
And it's gonna be the one year you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got AAC's got a seminar, Farmers and Counties Bridging the Gap.
Yeah.
Talk about farmers in Kansas putting money in to help replace bridges that they think need replaced.
I've been asked quite a few people that too.
Really?
Mhm.
Those must,
Then they actually give them some kind of a price and then that kind of changes.
I was gonna say that must be some very large
Mhm.
ranchers that have the
Yeah.
resources, because in general, most small farmers don't have
Don't, yeah, they,
that. So I'd like to see their definition of farmers.
well,
Yeah, I know, we like it that way.
Oh, my goodness.
keeps
Tell you
everybody
what,
away.
yeah, if you want to start early, we won't object.
You're okay with
Yeah.
that? Okay.
Greg's not feeling good, you're the last agenda item.
It's all a mess. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, good morning.
Morning.
Megan Lewis with Mini Corrections. I am here for our monthly staff update. Okay, to start out, we'll talk about our juvenile intake and assessment services. I feel like it's a repeat. I keep telling everyone that we just keep going up in numbers. We had 26 intakes in, well, that says August, but it was September. And majority of those were returned home. However, we did have to place some of them with family, friends. We had a couple that went back to DCF and foster care, and then we were able to utilize our protective homes on 4 different occasions. And then we did utilize the emergency shelters, and detention was 3. We're finding that our emergency shelters in the state of Kansas are full. Every time in the middle of the night, we're calling and just getting denied, I guess is what I could say, and saying they don't have a bed for them. And so that really poses a problem for our overnight staff. We are working on training our new staff, and in November, they're gonna go live and work independently, and we will see how that goes. And we continue to have our monthly meeting, that'll be on the 12th of November. IIP is still going strong. We have 44 currently on supervision with our immediate intervention program, and they did have 2 youth court sessions during the month of September. Juvenile intensive supervision. He has 4 right now. He actually had 7 close out in our first quarter, and all of those were successful. So he had 100% success rate in the first quarter. So that was exciting. Some news with our adult intensive supervision. We have spent our funds down with our Carolyn Pine grant down to $269.51. We did complete the intent, the letter of intent to apply for the next round of grant opportunities. So we will wait to hear back from them. That's what we use for our birth certificates, our IDs, help with employment and clothing.
No, go ahead.
Okay. And then some housing assistance there as well. We did get an update on our Kansas Fights Addiction grant, and they have extended us. We were supposed to end that grant on September 30th, and we still had approximately $62,000 in that grant fund to spend now. They gave us an extension until March 31st to use those funds. Majority of those funds we can use for alcohol and drug treatment. That includes social detox, inpatient treatment, reintegration, intensive outpatient, and then regular outpatient treatment. So that will be a really good benefit for our clients to have access to those funds for another 6 months. Drug court. We had 3 participants successfully complete in our first quarter, and then we have 6 new participants in drug court. Our next drug court graduation is not until tentatively January, depending on how the participants are doing. And then we plan to provide a little spotlight presentation on November 25th during our next staff update. We have a few drug court participants that graduated in the past that will come present.
That's good.
Okay. That's really all I have.
Set on the 25th.
Well, that's what,
Okay,
is that right? Okay. And then we did advertise for the position for the ISO one. We've had a few applicants. Unfortunately, when I contacted them, they thought the position was here since it's a Riley County position. So that might be a little more difficult than we anticipated. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's the hard shoes to fill. That's.
You too.
Thanks, Megan.
I'm taking it you're not going to the intergovernmental, so we can just adjourn here since it'll
Yeah, I
only
don't-
be one of us, right?
Yeah, we always
I was
do.
gonna ask if it, well,
Yes.
we say, but I don't need to have it, if he's the only one going, we don't have.
We can just adjourn.
now.
Yeah, adjourn now. Mhm.
Sure.
I move to adjourn the October 28th meeting.
I'll go ahead and second. So it's been moved and seconded to adjourn the October 28th meeting of the Riley County Commission. All in favor? Aye. Once you get to feeling better.
Yeah. So yesterday afternoon, I thought I got it good. but
Yeah.
Be good, and then this morning, woke up and
Yeah, it's strange how
Whack
that works.
I had sore throat. I never had that before. I had a sore throat this morning.
You got a few minutes, Rich?
Mhm.
Okay. All right, we started a little earlier tonight.
So
We're down there, we're gonna all been up and we wrapped it up.
All done.
It's on, let's go.
So just for the record, if you end the meeting early, all you have to do is end it on Zoom, and then it ends everything. It's no longer broadcasting.